If you're over 60 and have noticed your legs feeling weaker, heavier, or less steady than before, let me assure you of something important. This is not just aging. Weak legs are often a signal from your body that something in your daily habits is quietly draining your strength. And one of the biggest culprits is the food you put on your plate. I've spoken with countless seniors who told me, "Barbara, I thought I was eating normally, but my legs just don't support me like they used to." And when we looked closely, we discovered the very foods they believed were harmless were actually robbing their muscles of energy, circulation, and vitality. That's why in this video, I want to reveal the 6 foods that cause weak legs after 60. These are common foods, often eaten every day, but they silently damage your strength and independence. Let's start with the very first one. It may shock you. Food number 1, refined white bread and pastries. The very first food I need to warn you about is refined white bread and pastries. Now, I know many of you enjoy toast in the morning, a sandwich for lunch, or maybe a sweet roll with your tea. But let me be very clear. These refined white flour foods are stealing the strength from your legs. Here's why. White bread, pastries, and other refined flour products are stripped of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. What's left behind is nothing but empty starch that quickly breaks down into sugar. The moment you eat it, your blood sugar spikes, giving you a short burst of energy, but then it crashes. And when it crashes, your muscles, especially the muscles in your legs, are left weak, shaky, and tired. For seniors, this roller coaster effect is even more dangerous. Muscles after 60 need steady energy to remain strong, but instead of giving steady fuel, white bread robs you of it. Over time, this leads to muscle breakdown, fatigue, and poor circulation. I once spoke with a woman in her 70s who told me, "Barbara, every afternoon my legs feel so heavy I can barely get up from my chair." When I asked about her diet, she admitted most of her meals included white bread or biscuits. I suggested she replace them with whole grain bread rich in fiber and nutrients. A month later, she said, "Barbara, I feel lighter. My legs don't drag me down the way they used to." That's the power of making one simple change. And here's another hidden danger. Refined white flour products increase inflammation. Inflammation silently damages muscles and joints, leaving your legs stiff and painful. It also worsens conditions like arthritis, which already make movement difficult for many seniors. By cutting down on white bread and pastries, you reduce inflammation and give your legs a chance to heal. But there's more. White bread and pastries are often loaded with hidden sodium and unhealthy fats. These worsen circulation, making it harder for blood to flow to your legs. Poor circulation is one of the main reasons seniors experience leg weakness, cramps, and even swelling. That slice of white toast or that sweet pastry may seem harmless, but every bite is draining your strength. Instead of fueling your body, it's breaking it down slowly, leaving your legs weaker and your energy lower. Food number 2, processed meats, sausages, bacon, and deli meats. The second food I must warn you about is one that many seniors enjoy daily without realizing the damage it causes. Processed meats like sausages, bacon, ham, and deli slices. These foods may be convenient and tasty, but they are silently draining the strength from your legs and weakening your entire body. Let me explain why. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. The high sodium content causes water retention and bloating, which puts extra strain on your legs. Many seniors who complain of swelling in their ankles or calves are unknowingly making the problem worse by eating processed meats. When circulation slows and swelling builds, your legs feel heavy, stiff, and far too weak to carry you with confidence. But sodium isn't the only problem. Processed meats often contain harmful compounds like nitrates and nitrites, which the body converts into substances that damage blood vessels. Over time, this leads to poor circulation, hardened arteries, and reduced oxygen flow to your muscles. And remember, your leg muscles depend on oxygen to stay strong. Without it, they tire quickly and lose their vitality. I once met a man in his late 60s who told me, "Barbara, I eat bacon and sausage every morning. It's what I've always done." But he also said his legs often cramped at night and felt heavy when he walked. I encouraged him to switch his breakfast to eggs with vegetables or oatmeal with nuts and fruit. Within weeks, his cramps improved and his legs felt lighter. He was amazed that such a simple change could have such a powerful effect. Another hidden danger of processed meats is their unhealthy fats. Unlike healthy fats from nuts, avocados, or fish, the fats in processed meats are often saturated or trans fats. These increase inflammation throughout the body, stiffen your blood vessels, and further weaken circulation. When inflammation takes hold in the muscles, they don't repair as they should. Instead of rebuilding strength, they slowly waste away. And here's something many seniors don't realize. Processed meats also raise the risk of insulin resistance. This means your body struggles to use sugar for energy. Instead of fueling your muscles, sugar lingers in the blood, making you feel weak and drained. Over time, this not only worsens diabetes, but also accelerates muscle loss, leaving your legs fragile. I've also seen the emotional toll. Seniors who rely on processed meats often say they feel trapped because they don't know what else to eat for quick, easy meals. But I always remind them there are healthier, equally simple options. A boiled egg, a handful of nuts, or even a bowl of lentils can be just as convenient but far more nourishing for the muscles. Sausages, bacon, ham, and deli meats are not harmless foods. They are silent attackers, weakening your muscles, straining your circulation, and leaving your legs vulnerable to fatigue, cramps, and long-term damage. Food number 3, sugary drinks and sodas. The third food, or rather drink, that I must warn you about is something many seniors still consume daily without realizing how destructive it is. Sugary drinks and sodas. Whether it's a can of cola, a sweetened fruit juice, or even a sports drink. These beverages are quietly stealing the strength from your legs. Why are sugary drinks so dangerous after 60? Because they flood your body with refined sugar that rapidly spikes blood glucose levels. This might give you a quick burst of energy, but soon after comes the crash, leaving your muscles drained, shaky, and weak. For seniors, this roller coaster effect is especially harmful because it accelerates muscle breakdown and worsens fatigue. But the damage doesn't stop there. Excess sugar causes inflammation throughout the body, and inflammation is one of the main reasons muscles feel sore, joints feel stiff, and circulation slows. When your blood vessels are inflamed, they cannot carry oxygen efficiently to your leg muscles. Without oxygen, those muscles tire quickly, and what should be a short walk suddenly feels like a heavy burden. I remember a gentleman in his 70s who told me, "Barbara, I don't drink alcohol, but I do enjoy my cola every afternoon." He didn't realize that this habit was making his legs swell and ache by evening. Once he replaced his cola with water infused with lemon and mint, he noticed within weeks, "Barbara, my legs don't feel so heavy anymore. I can actually walk around the block without needing to sit." That's the power of removing sugary drinks. You free your body from a constant cycle of stress. Another danger of sugary drinks is how they affect insulin resistance. Over time, the body becomes less able to process sugar, forcing it to linger in the blood. Not only does this worsen diabetes risk, but it also robs your muscles of the steady energy they need to function. Weak, trembling legs are often the silent cry of muscles that are starved for proper fuel but overloaded with sugar. And let's talk about bone health. Sugary sodas, especially those containing phosphoric acid, actually leach calcium from your bones. Seniors who drink sodas regularly often suffer both weak muscles and brittle bones, a dangerous combination that increases the risk of falls and fractures. I've also seen the emotional side. Many seniors tell me, "Barbara, it's just one glass of juice or soda. Surely it can't hurt." But the truth is, every sip contributes to a cycle of weakness and inflammation. And when you're over 60, your body no longer has the same resilience it once did. Small daily habits add up quickly, either toward strength or toward decline. The good news is there are better options. Fresh water, herbal teas, or even naturally flavored water with cucumber, lemon, or berries can hydrate and refresh you without draining your muscles. These drinks support circulation, digestion, and muscle repair instead of tearing them down. Sugary drinks and sodas are not harmless treats. They are poisons to your muscles. They inflame your body, weaken circulation, drain energy, and rob both your legs and your bones of strength. Food number 4, fried foods and deep-fried snacks. The fourth food I must warn you about is one that tempts nearly everyone at some point: fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, battered fish, samosas, donuts. These may taste good in the moment, but they are among the worst culprits for weakening your legs after 60. Why are fried foods so damaging? The oils used in deep frying are often loaded with trans fats and oxidized oils. These unhealthy fats create inflammation in the body, stiffen the blood vessels, and slow circulation. And as you know by now, when circulation is poor, your legs are the first to suffer, becoming heavy, swollen, and weak. But it doesn't stop there. Fried foods also rob your muscles of energy. They are extremely high in calories but very low in nutrients. This means your body is filled with empty fuel that does not repair or strengthen muscles. Over time, this contributes to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. I once spoke with a man in his late 60s who admitted that fried foods were his guilty pleasure. He told me, "Barbara, I love my fried chicken, but my legs always ache afterward." That wasn't his imagination. Fried foods clog circulation and inflame muscles, leaving legs sore and weak. When he cut back and switched to baking and grilling, he told me within weeks, "Barbara, I feel lighter, and my legs don't hurt as much anymore." Another hidden danger is how fried foods raise bad cholesterol LDL and lower good cholesterol HDL. This accelerates artery hardening and increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. For seniors, this is a deadly combination: weaker muscles and a weakened heart. Fried foods are not harmless indulgences, they are leg destroyers. If you want to keep your strength after 60, replace deep-fried meals with grilled, baked, or steamed foods. Your muscles, heart, and energy will all improve. Food number 5, excessive salted foods. The fifth food is one that often hides in plain sight: excessively salty foods. Pickles, packaged chips, processed soups, instant noodles. These are loaded with salt, far more than your body actually needs. Why is too much salt so dangerous? Because salt causes your body to retain water, and that extra fluid puts a heavy burden on your legs. Many seniors with swollen ankles, calves, or feet don't realize their diet is loaded with salt. That swelling doesn't just make your legs uncomfortable, it restricts movement, weakens muscles, and damages circulation. But the damage goes deeper. Excessive salt raises blood pressure, which forces the heart to work harder and stiffens the arteries. Stiff arteries mean less oxygen and nutrients reach your leg muscles, leaving them weak, cramp-prone, and tired. Over time, this combination can lead to serious cardiovascular problems. I recall one woman in her 70s who told me she loved her pickles and salty snacks, but she also admitted her ankles were swollen almost every evening. When she reduced her salt intake, replacing chips with fresh fruit and seasoning her meals with herbs instead of salt, she told me with surprise, "Barbara, my swelling has gone down and my legs feel lighter." That's how quickly the body responds when you remove the burden of excess salt. Another issue is that high salt foods are often highly processed. That means you're not only getting salt, but also preservatives, additives, and unhealthy fats, all of which further weaken your muscles and strain your circulation. Too much salt is not just about taste, it is a silent thief of your strength. It swells your legs, strains your heart, and makes movement harder with every passing day. Food number 6, sugary desserts and sweets. The sixth food I must warn you about is one that many seniors enjoy daily without realizing the toll it takes: sugary desserts and sweets. Cakes, biscuits, ice cream, puddings. These treats may bring comfort, but over time they quietly steal your strength, especially from your legs. Why are sugary desserts so damaging? Because they cause sharp blood sugar spikes and crashes. When you eat sugar-heavy foods, your blood glucose levels rise quickly, giving you a short-lived burst of energy. But soon after, the crash comes. And when it comes, your muscles, especially your legs, are left feeling weak, shaky, and heavy. Seniors often tell me, "Barbara, my legs feel like jelly after I eat sweets." That's not a coincidence. That's the roller coaster of sugar. But sugar's damage goes even further. Excess sugar causes inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation silently attacks muscles, joints, and blood vessels. Over time, this makes your legs ache, your circulation sluggish, and your strength decline. And for seniors already facing age-related muscle loss, this added burden can speed up weakness dramatically. Sugary desserts also contribute to insulin resistance. This means your body can no longer process sugar effectively, leaving it floating in your blood rather than fueling your muscles. As a result, muscles starve while sugar feeds fat storage and disease. Many seniors who struggle with diabetes or pre-diabetes don't realize their daily biscuits or ice cream habit is directly robbing their legs of strength. I remember a woman in her late 60s who confessed she had a sweet tooth. She said, "Barbara, I just can't go to bed without a piece of cake or a sweet." But she also admitted her legs often cramped at night and felt weak in the mornings. When she reduced her sugar and replaced desserts with fresh fruit and nuts, she told me weeks later, "Barbara, my legs feel stronger and I don't wake up with cramps anymore." That's the silent power of removing sugar. You give your body the chance to heal. And let's not forget how sugary desserts also weaken bones. When sugar levels in the blood are constantly high, calcium is pulled from the bones, leaving them brittle. Weak bones plus weak muscles is a dangerous combination, one that leads directly to falls and fractures. Sugary desserts are not harmless pleasures. They are enemies to your muscles. They weaken your legs, inflame your body, and drain your strength with every bite. We've now uncovered the 6 foods that cause weak legs after 60. Refined white bread and pastries, robbing you of steady energy and inflaming your muscles. Processed meats, straining circulation, causing cramps and weakening arteries. Sugary drinks and sodas, draining energy, inflaming tissues, and leaching calcium from bones. Fried foods, filling your body with toxic fats that stiffen arteries and damage muscles. Excessively salty foods, swelling your legs, weakening circulation, and straining your heart. Sugary desserts and sweets, spiking blood sugar, causing inflammation, and accelerating muscle loss. Each of these foods may seem small or harmless when eaten occasionally, but together, when they become daily habits, they create a storm of weakness in your body. They drain energy, clog circulation, inflame muscles, and leave your legs too weak to carry you with confidence. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. By identifying and removing these foods, you can restore your strength. I have seen seniors who thought they were destined for weakness and dependency regain energy, stability, and confidence simply by changing what they ate. Your body has an incredible ability to heal, even after years of damage, when you give it the right conditions. I want you to remember this. Your legs are your independence. They carry you to the places you love. They keep you steady when life feels uncertain, and they protect your freedom as you age. Don't let food silently steal that away from you. So my encouragement to you is this. Start today. Look at your meals and ask yourself, are these foods strengthening me or are they weakening me? Begin replacing the harmful foods with whole, natural, nourishing alternatives. Choose foods that heal instead of harm, because you deserve to walk with strength, live with freedom, and enjoy every moment of your life without being held back by weak legs. This is my message for you. Say no to the foods that weaken you, and yes to the foods that restore your strength. Your legs, your independence, and your future depend on it.